Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to yet another review, and this time I am taking a look at Zero Dark 30, which of course is the brand new movie based on Osama bin Laden. Not based around him, of course, it's based around us, the United States of America, trying to go get him after, of course, the 9/11 attacks. And yeah, I was somewhat looking forward to this movie. I mean, every time I went to a movie, which was a lot, let me just say that, in the last few months, it was a lot. I had to see this trailer, and I was like, okay, it looks really damn good at first, and then I'm like, okay, I'm tired of seeing this freaking trailer. Then they showed a brand new one, I'm like, okay, they're showing a new one. Then they played that one out, I'm like, Jesus, man, I don't really want to see it. I mean, I know it's going to be good, but I don't really want to see it now, because I saw this trailer so many freaking times. I was burnt out on the trailer. And of course I heard the reviews. It has like amazing, glowing reviews, some of the best reviews of this year. I'm like, damn, okay. It's like a 95 on Metacritic right now, which that blew my mind. So I was like, okay, I'm excited. I'm going to go see it. What did I think of Zero Dark 30? Well, let's talk about the story. Alright, so the story for Zero Dark 30 is pretty simple. You have a character named Maya, who is played by Jessica Chastain, and she is a part of the CIA, or one of those government agencies, and of course she is tasked with finding Osama bin Laden in 2003. That's when she starts to find, try and find clues and like connections to Osama bin Laden, because of course he's hiding and stuff, and they have to go find him and kill him to stop the Al-Qaeda and all that. And she is looking for him, and it's like an 8-year search for her, but a 10-year search for America in general, because she starts in 2003, but we started when he attacked the World Trade Center, and we don't take that. You don't attack our buildings, you don't kill our people, we're coming for you. And spoiler alert, they find him, of course. We already know that, come on. If you've been reading news or have ears, then you know Osama bin Laden's really dead. So at the end of this movie, they actually go and, get Osama bin Laden. But the whole movie is about her and a bunch of other agency people talking about finding him, talking about the possibilities of this person being connected to this person that's connected to Osama bin Laden. And it's really a bunch of interrogations, a bunch of torture scenes, and not really bad torture scenes, really just like, oh, water over a cloth so he can't, breathe and stuff, just like very light torture scenes. And it's really just that, it's just torture scenes, paperwork, talking and talking. No real character development here, no real likable anything. It's just characters talking about finding Osama bin Laden. You don't really care about anybody. The only person here I actually cared about was Jason Clarke's character, who I think his name's Dan in the film, and he's actually the torturer in the beginning. Later on he just becomes a regular agency person, but in the beginning he's a torturer, and he's actually really likable because he's actually kind of funny, has a personality. And actually there are a couple of the SEAL team members later on in the film, a couple of them played by Joel Edgerton and Chris Pratt and a couple other people in the SEAL Team 6. So that's like the last 30 minutes of the film that are actually likable. But for the most part, Jessica Chastain, she's great in the film. I just don't care about her character. You have Jennifer Eel in the movie, who I don't really care about her character. I mean, she has a little bit of personality, but I don't really care for her character still. Mark Strong, James Gandolfini shows up very small role. Everybody else, I didn't really care for anybody. That's the problem. I mean, when bad things happen, which they do, people blow up, people get shot, you don't really care. I mean, sure, it's like suspenseful at times, I will give it that, but I didn't care. That's my main problem with the story. I just didn't care. I really did not care enough. And I get it. The movie isn't supposed to make you care for the characters. It's just there to show you what people had to go through just to find one man. One dude, how much paperwork, how much money they had to go through, how many people that died and stuff. You get that feeling, sure, but still, it's a 2.5-hour movie, and I was kind of bored. You know what, actually, I was really bored, because a whole hour and a half of this movie is just paperwork, paperwork, paperwork. There's a couple of really entertaining scenes, like the whole ending sequence with them finding Osama bin Laden, and in the beginning with the whole torture scenes with Jason Clarke's character. But for the most part, it's just, like I keep saying, for the most part, it's true. The most part, it's a boring movie. It really is. It's just not a fun movie, and I wasn't expecting it to be fun, but I was expecting it to be at least entertaining and kind of gripping, and it was not. I was there like falling asleep, and I was like, oh god, just end. And I'm sorry, this is an Oscar movie. It's getting so many fantastic reviews, and you know what? I've been with it. I've been with the Oscars the entire time. I loved Lincoln. I loved Argo. I loved all these Academy Award winning movies. Life of Pi, freaking Silver Linings Playbook. I love all those films. But you know what? This one I do not love. Sure, it has some very tense scenes, it has some fantastic acting, even fantastic direction with some great writing, but it is a boring as hell movie that should not be 2.5 hours long. Hell, it should be like an hour and 40 minutes long, really. Get rid of a lot of that stuff, get rid of all that stuff, give more personality to these characters so when a couple of them either get hurt or die or just, you know, disappear, you'll be like, oh man, you feel that, but you don't. You don't in this film, and that's my main problem. It's very well written, it's very well directed. Kathryn Bigelow, once again, adds a lot of tension to these scenes, and I give her credit, but I do not think this is one of the best of the year. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to give it a really low score because I didn't like the characters. No, I'm not. I'm still going to give it a 31 out of a 40. I'm still going to give it a really good score. I'm just not going to give it an amazing score. While it was really entertaining at the last 30 minutes and even the beginning, like 30, 40 minutes, the rest was boring as all hell. Very well written, but boring. So anyway, there you go. There's my review. I know it's a personal thing for me, and people are going to hate me for it. I'm sorry. You can love it. That's fine. You can give it perfect scores. I still gave it a really good score, but I don't think it's amazing. And you can compare some of my other reviews to this one. Like, oh, you gave this a higher review than this. What are you, crazy? You could do that. I don't care, but I personally did not love this movie. I liked it a lot, but I did not love it. So anyway, there you go. There's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and goodbye.